actually want to leave that door.
So we'll usually start by saying hello.
This is what I have to put up with.
I don't know what she's doing there.
Okay. Hi, we're Fishes Gone Wild. I'm Amanda.
I'm Jason.
Yep. And we're going to travel around Australia for an unset period of time at this point.
Unforeseeable.
Yeah, unforeseeable, with our 3 beautiful children. So we've got Xander, our eldest boy, who you will meet and probably have met on some of the socials, Harrison or Harry, and we've got our bug or Lily.
Or bug or Lily.
So yeah, so we're very blessed, and we thought we'd just introduce ourselves as to why we've started this channel.
Yeah, how it all come about.
How it all came about, what led us down this path, because I think sometimes for a lot of people it's not an easy decision to make. Like, it's actually really quite challenging to like turn your life literally upside down, drag your kids out of school, away from their beautiful friends, leave your jobs and your friends in your town or your community, wherever you are, and hit the road. So it's a
very daunting.
It is daunting
process,
and it's gutsy. It's not easy
No.
to just do. Like, it's a dream. Everyone has that dream that they'll just jump in the car and head off. And we've certainly had these discussions where it's like, you don't need the best of the best to do it. We'll explain our luck and why we do have the best of the best.
Yeah, how we got to where we
how we
are
got to where
and
we-
why we're doing it. And
Yeah, but we certainly didn't. We always had dreamt of doing it, and we're
we had discussions. So we had a very vague plan.
Yeah.
On what we were going to do. It's just that.
Responsibility kicks in.
Yeah. Yep. So I'd landed a job up in Queensland. So and it was a job that I had my heart set on, sort of thing. And I've had to turn that down to do this adventure, yeah, and that's what it's all about. I love to see myself as a bit of an adventure seeker. So we've literally, packed everything up and we're setting.
Yeah. And I think even before that, though, it goes back before that, because before that we talked about doing it, but we put our house on the market and things like that, ready to head off, and we decided that we were leaving home. We were going back to Queensland is what our plan was. We're in country New South Wales at the moment, and we wanted to head back to Queensland, which is where Jason's from. And that was our dream sort of thing. So that was our plan, just to hit the road and get going. But this fantastic thing has happened after a lot of turmoil, and we decided that we were going to make it happen. We're going to live the dream. So we just wanted to introduce ourselves and give you a little bit of a reason to follow us, I guess, and to like and subscribe. Get to know us on a personal level, and just find out a little bit more about us. So we've got Lily, who is wanting to join in,
So desperately to join in.
meant to be going to bed.
Yes.
But as you'll see from a lot of the videos, Lily tends to become the star and take over. So
Just in her jammies, aren't ya?
but yeah, dressed in her jammies, all dressed with Bluey and Bingo. But she will head off in a minute. You can say hello, and then you can go and hop into bed.
That's it. Hello to who?
Who's your name? What's your name?
Lily.
Better speak up, otherwise people can't hear you.
Lily Fisher.
Lily Fisher. Very good. And how old are you, Lily?
5.
You're 5? You sure?
Yeah.
No, you're not.
That's too big.
Yeah.
You're not that big.
Yeah.
And you've just started kindergarten, haven't you, Lily? Do you have have one big brother or
That's
two
gross.
big brothers?
Two big brothers.
Two big brothers. And what are their names?
Harry and Santa.
No, it's George and Billy, isn't it?
No, it's Harry and Santa.
That's right. So you're very lucky to have your two big brothers who were over there in their beds being good and doing what they were asked. So how about you say goodnight and then you go and hop into bed too.
And describe the video.
Subscribe to the video.
Yeah.
Good girl. Okay, go and hop in.
Wow. You're already a YouTuber.
She is. She did that the other day too.
That totally unprompted, by the way.
So I guess we'll just give the backstory. Where did it all start? How did it all start?
Where did it all start?
I don't know. Do we want to go back that far? Probably not. But Jason and I have been together since 2010. So that's when we met in Brisbane, and
She fell head over heels for me. Yeah.
he asked me, "Do you come here often?" And I said, "Not anymore." But anyway, I've been coming to the same place now for a very long time.
Oh, you're stuck with me now.
But yeah, so we've had a lot of fun over the years. Xena was born in 2013, so he's our oldest, and then Harry in 2016, and then Billy in 2019. So we've been super, super blessed with three beautiful children. It was certainly a challenge getting them, where you know, that couple that you hear about that has all of the troubles. We didn't ever do IVF or anything like that, but we've certainly had our share of losses, and it was a real journey. But we are very blessed to have our three beautiful babes, and that's it. Before anyone asks any questions, there's no more.
No.
Tim and Tom, no more.
No.
So so then at the time Jason was in the army, in obviously Brisbane. He was posted to Brisbane where we met, and he got out the year that Xander was born, and we got married. So it was a big year, 2013.
Yeah, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was massive. So yeah, he got out of the army, and that really is an adjustment. I'm pretty sure everyone in Australia knows someone who's been in the forces in some capacity, and whatever it be, Navy, Army, Air Force. But it is a massive adjustment for
just getting back to society.
Yeah.
Normalising life again after the army was fairly difficult.
Yeah, it was hard. And especially at that time, obviously, we had a newborn baby as well. So I think Xander was he was 6 months when he got out. We got married when he was 8 months old. So, it was a big deal. And Jason had obviously worked before he went in the army as well. So he thought, yeah, this is going to be easy, I know what Civi World's like.
Yeah.
There's not going to be any problem. But it was a shock. It was hard. Hats off to any of the vets that have in serving and former serving. I think it's a big deal. So so we did that. When we were still in Brisbane, I guess one of the factors that made us move to New South Wales, back to be near my best mate here where we are, was that we bought a boat.
We bought a boat.
Dream boat. We bought a boat.
Bought a boat.
And it was awesome. It was one of those deals that are too good to be true. And
we should have listened to
too good to be true.
Yeah, our instincts, I suppose, because both of us sort of had this bad instinct about it, but we just wanted it. So
loved it. This big shark cat. It was huge too, hey, wasn't it?
It was
twin motor.
5.3 metre or something like that. Twin motors on it and all that sort of thing, all the jazz. But I drove it out on the road, and it was because I didn't actually hook it up either. So that's what the issue was when it was hooked up to my vehicle. I didn't hook it up, and it was ill weighted, so all the weight was all on the back end where the motors were. There was hardly any weight in the front of it, and thinking back on it, hindsight, it's a bitch. I should have 100% looked at that and probably hooked it up myself. But
even that, like, it had a dodgy roadworthy, like the trailer wasn't rated to.
Yeah, the trailer was underrated for the boat because we found that out when the crane come to pick it up off the road. That the boat was 2.1 tonne and the trailer was only rated for 2 tonnes, so it was incorrectly weighted, and I bought it as a package and everything like that. So yeah.
And look, you can think back on it and all those sort of things, but I feel like when you buy something from a dealer, like whether they're a second-hand trades dealer or not,
Yeah, you have that form of trust.
And expectation.
And expectation that
they're doing the right
they're
thing.
doing the right thing, but I'm proof that you can't trust them.
No. Look at it yourself. Do your own research.
Do your own research. Look at it yourself.
And I guess that's backfired in one way. Like, it's awesome that we've learnt that lesson, but in one way now you are so
I'm
like,
extremely
vigilant about investigating everything and like preparing to get on the road. It's good, like it'll protect us, but going to that 9th degree or 8th degree or whatever they say to investigate.
Amanda Cocolisms.
They're Amandaisms, thank you. And my work colleagues think they're fantastic. So
ex-work colleagues now.
Yes, they are. So, but that's the thing you'll learn about me. I guess everyone has their quirks. I'm the person that literally just says the wrong thing all the time. And I'll try and use these expressions and things, and they're batshit wrong. Like, they're so wrong. I think the other day we were sitting with the guys and I was trying to say, I don't even know what I was trying to say, but it came out
but it was
wrong.
So wrong.
It was so backwards. I was like, I was
to
trying to say...
To the point where it was almost sexualised what you were saying, and I was worried, and the other guys were worried about what she was trying to say.
We still don't know what she was trying to say. I was trying to say... I don't even know what I was trying to say. But I was just trying to say that I think I was trying to say like 2 birds are... I still can't. I'm going to get it wrong again. And then it's going to be really bad because that's the thing. Everything I try to say just comes out wrong. So my expressions you'll get to know through the videos, I'm sure, are just completely backwards. They come across very sexualized. They're not intended. Like, it's just I'm fairly ditzy. So
it's fairly ditzy.
And I say that I'm not, and that's the thing. Like, I'm quite intelligent. Smart. I would try to say, but anyway. But I do tend to always say the wrong thing. Put my foot in it constantly and just get it completely.
You know what that's called?
What?
Foot and mouth syndrome.
Oh, it's the freaking whole leg, like, and both at once. It's both feet up to my knees.
Now you've gone too far again.
Okay, it doesn't matter. So anyway, back to where we were up to. Bought a boat. It was crap. It was horrible. He drove it off the lot and about did a U-turn back onto the highway.
It was about probably 300 metres.
It was gone. It was done.
Straight
Jackknifed into the car,
wrote the car off, twisted the chassis in it, totally wrote the boat off. The trailer was completely scrap. It was just
rubbish.
Yeah, gone from picking up a new boat to having nothing within seconds. So.
Yeah. And not only that, like, it'd been, it was a pretty big deal. Like, he'd used the last of his money to buy it, all those sort of things from leaving the army, and it was just hard. And then obviously the emotional and psychological impacts of that. Like, it swung around and it hit the door, like the door that Xander's car seat was on. Luckily, he wasn't in the car, obviously.
Completely caved it in.
So Jason was just traumatized. Like, there's no other word. Like, it was just pretty shit. So
went through some bad times there then, and suffered some really rough times himself.
Yeah, really bad. Like, it, and I think it shows like that you can actually just it was a shit time and stuff like that, but everyone, like, people go through that and it's all right. Just get help. Like, just people want to be there for you. They want to help. Like, you don't think so.
Actually talk about it. Like, there's a lot of people that go, yeah, and then just nothing ever happens. You've got to talk. You really do. You got to, you know, put the manly shit aside and just come out with it, because, you know, if you don't, it's only gonna go downhill. Because it's a bad spiral, and you got to get out of it somehow.
And look, like, you know, we just had Harry. Harry was about 3 months old, not even. Like, he was only a couple of months old.
We had Harry after that incident, but you were pregnant.
Yeah, that's right. I was pregnant with him. Yeah, because I was still at work, heavily pregnant. Yeah, and then because the emotional stuff started, and I went back to work when he was around 4 months, because it was just.
Yeah, because that's when I was gambling and all that sort of stuff.
And just you needed to check out, and you needed the help and just to look after yourself for a bit. So we worked together. But what was good about it was, well, it perpetuated our move to here. So like, we're not happy here now. We probably haven't been for quite a few years, to be honest. But
we're sort of trapped in a way.
We were. And then COVID happened and all that.
Yeah,
like,
COVID happened and all that sort of stuff. So we're sort
But
of trapped in the area. Like,
and you got 3
get
kids.
Out. And then we bought the block.
Yeah.
And then that sort of held us here longer. And then
we built a
house on it. And then.
And then you got a mortgage.
Yeah, and then you got a mortgage, and you got jobs, and you can't really leave your jobs because you got a mortgage, and
it's like that bad country song that goes backwards.
Cycle, yeah. Like it's like it gets to the point where it's Groundhog Day, and it really does suck. But yeah, like I was just lucky enough.
Well, even then, those things started to come good, and we were like, "Yep, okay, so we're going to move back to Queensland."
That's right. Well, that's right. We'd already decided we're moving.
Yeah.
We had decided, like, I was over a year ago now, that we were going to do it, and then we had to pull the pin on that.
Mm-hmm.
So we were like, "Oh, we might as well stay here and pay more off the house and see how we go, and, you know, reassess the situation later down the track," sort of thing. And then, I changed jobs in that meantime.
And he was really pushing, like, he had this whole trajectory, like, for career-wise. So we're like, nah, you know, we need to stay. It's the right thing to do. You know, all of those adulting responsibilities that just suck balls. Like, really, like, it's just, there's no other way, like, to describe it. They just suck.
And then, you went downhill real bad there. She was in hospital and she nearly died a couple of times there. One of them was right in front of the kids on Lily's birthday. She sort of went downhill in a big way, and I had to sort of get the kids out of the room and everything, and hospital staff rushed in and
so I'd
took
gone
over and
just explain, like, I'd gone in for this sort of general surgery that it's been done thousands of times before, even just by that one specialist, and never had an issue. And me being me has to, you know, set new limits and test things. And ended up with some quite significant stomach ulcers and internal bleeding.
And everything,
so for about 2 weeks I was
literally bled out at home. Internally and spewing and.
So they got me to the hospital, and the doctors up there were fantastic, like they really were, and they said to me, "No, you don't need fluid, you need blood, like you weren't going to make it through the weekend," sort of thing. So then we got through that hurdle, had surgery that night, and
I thought they'd stop the bleeding, and then the following Monday, that's when Lily's birthday was. She ended up going downhill again and found out that there was another bleed, but they couldn't find it.
They managed to clip it in that surgery.
Oh, they did. Yeah, they did. No, they didn't.
No, they didn't. They couldn't see it because there was a big clot in front of it.
They couldn't see it because there's a big clot in front of it. So they missed that bleed. They thought it must have healed by itself. And then they gave more blood, more fluids, started coming back, and then she went downhill again for a third time and nearly died again. That's when they went in there and they cleaned out the stomach, got rid of all the clots, and then they found that there was an actually significant bleed behind one of the clots. They couldn't see it, then they clipped it, and everything sort of settled down from there.
Cardiac arrest. Poor Lily, she's opening her presents for her 5th birthday. I think that'd be hard for any parent, but for a little girl as well, like, just 5, and the boys as well, they were magic throughout the time, but just it would have been pretty terrifying to see your mum have that experience in front of you.
Just pretty much flatlined on the table right in front of us.
Yeah, so in ICU for 11 days and in hospital in total for 15. So
it was longer than that. You only come out of ICU for a day and then
yeah,
back home.
Yeah, it was pretty.
So it was closer to like 14 days in ICU.
Yeah, it was pretty full on. But I guess what happened from that is we literally come home and we were like,
no, it's not worth living here anymore. We're moving.
We're done. We
thought that's it. That's enough. We've had enough.
We want to be with family.
Yeah, we want to be closer to supports. Like
you can always get another job. Like, honestly,
jobs.
It's not worth it.
Not worth it.
But
and then we did toss up the idea of travelling, that sort of thing, and that's where the idea come from. That we thought about. We would go for a lap around Australia, or do something. Just go travelling for 3 months, or do something out there. Obviously, sell the house first. So we put the house on the market. We had a pretty quiet sort of market. We didn't really want to
we wanted off market
open houses and blah 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 all the time, and that because we'd done that previously and it didn't.
It was horrible.
It was horrible. Yeah, it was a really horrible experience. You think selling a house would be a good experience? No, it's not.
But that maybe wasn't the right approach in hindsight. Yeah. But again, hindsight's great. But so we've gone full on now, obviously, and hopefully, and we did have someone actually offer, and then they pulled out and all that sort of thing. So it was just a mess. But now we've decided. Well, I guess that led us to January of this year. Yeah, January 29.
Yeah.
So, babe, tell us what happened January 29 this year, 2025.
So, we were sitting on the couch, we were watching, I can't remember.
YouTube. We were literally watching YouTube.
Of people travelling around Australia.
Living our dream.
Sitting next to friends of ours on the couch.
We had them over for dinner and...
Yeah. And then I got a phone call. And, I thought it was someone playing a trick on me.
Yeah, I did.
I had no idea whatsoever. It was pretty crazy. Like,
just went pale.
Yeah, I just went pale. Yeah.
But I knew something was up because you had a smile on your face, though. But you went pale, and it was like, because normally, if you're a salesperson and you call my husband's phone, like, God love you, because you're in for a real treat. He will literally try and sell you back whatever you're trying to sell him. So he's just, painful actually to listen to.
Yeah,
really painful.
You get all those people and then freaking
telemarketers.
Telemarketers. I fucking hate them. I don't know anybody else, but who would like them? Like, fuck me.
Sorry for anyone who is a telemarketer and who has had to deal with Jason.
Ring me up trying to sell me freaking solar panels. I already got freaking solar panels.
Yeah, door-to-door is more appropriate for Jason.
How about you have some solar panels? I've got some real good deals for you.
Anyway, so I expected him to do that because that's what he does.
Yeah.
But he didn't. So he must have and he'd been walking around for ages. He'd entered a competition, so he bought raffle tickets.
Yeah, so I bought on Facebook just those general raffle tickets to win cars or whatever. And I entered this one, and I went, $30.
Which I whinged and bitched at him for because I was like, we cannot afford $30.
Yeah, I was in trouble. Yeah.
Take it back.
Yeah, take it back. That's right. Anyways, so it wasn't until I was on the phone to him Tim.
Tom.
I was on the phone to Tom, sorry. I don't know why I do that. You always say their names wrong way around now. Like,
Yeah. And their characters, we love those blokes.
Yeah. So I was on the phone to Tom, and he was announcing it, and I didn't realise it was live, which at the time I didn't realise, but looking back and I'm like, shit, of course it's live, because I had the thing there saying that live draws
Tonight.
going on tonight, blah blah blah. Anyways, he got to it, and I just thought I'd won like a second prize then, like, you know, I didn't think I'd won much. And then once they told me that I'd won the F450 and the Razor line, I was just like, you're joking. No, this is not real. This is someone pulling me leg. No, bullshit. My mate that was sitting on the couch next to me, I had actually told him, he was one of the ones I did tell that, you know, I entered
Jason
this
had
competition and I'm going to win it.
Yeah, he's going to win it.
I'm being a bit of a character, being a bit of a dickhead. He runs outside, and through the glass door, he's on Facebook, brings up the live feed, and he looks at me and goes, I can hear you on the phone. I can hear you. It's real. And I was like, bang. It's just like, holy crap, this is real. Like, this is, yeah, it was out of control. Like,
And I just brought up my phone because I knew something was off. Like, it must have been good, but I didn't know. So I'm just like, I'll just start recording. I didn't record any of it.
no, she hit the stop button, not the record button. You know, there's like a round one and then there's a square one.
There is not. It's the same button. I just didn't press it. I brought up the camera and just didn't press it.
Oh, what's on the screen there? Is that a red or?
Shut up. I literally just had to check that this was recording because I was like, holy shit, I hope it is. Considering we've done this whole thing.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So that night, we did
wild.
not sleep a single bit.
No.
I thought I was having heart palpitations. I was just out of, like, it was such a surreal feeling.
Yeah.
Like, it was.
And Tom
it
being
didn't
in
feel
WA,
right, yeah.
like, he could call us.
Yeah, he was onto us the whole, like, he was
Like,
on
we
the
were
phone
talking-
to us most of the night.
Yeah, for hours and hours.
Yeah. And then eventually he sort of, you know, ended it and said, you know, I'll call you tomorrow and catch up tomorrow, sort of thing. And went, all right, sweet. But then I was, you know, calling me mum and calling me, you know, whoever I could at that
Whoever
time
was
of
awake.
night. And I'm talking, it's probably
Maria
9,
in
10.
Costa Rica.
Yeah, that was at 6 o'clock in the morning when we're still
Third
awake.
time, yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, end up talking to her for like, I don't know,
An
how long.
hour, I think it was,
like
yeah.
an hour. It's just out of control. Like and then then the
that whole day, like, we were still just pacing. Like, we just
yeah,
paced.
I paced up and down the hallway. I reckon there's a freaking track there still, so I'm pacing up and down there. The greyhounds could run up there now. Bloody, just paced back and forth.
Because what do you do? Like, you've got two options. Do you take the cash? Do you?
And I'd already like quit my job, so I was at home, and I wasn't going to work or anything.
We had nothing. We, like, literally the day before, we were panicking. We'd both resigned. The house wasn't sold. It was like not even closer to being sold.
Yeah.
And we're like, what are we gonna do? Like, we're gonna run out of money.
I kept saying, oh, you know, it's just us. We'll always pull a rabbit out of the hat. It always happens.
Yeah.
We always pull a rabbit out of the hat.
Well, we didn't pull a rabbit out of the hat. We, like, shot that bloody rabbit so far out of that thing like a cannon.
No, you just misunderstood what size rabbit it was. It was like one of those big, you know, bloody clown rabbit thing, you know, the big ones, the big teddy bear things. It was one of them. ones you get into, like a big suit rabbit.
And we have, like, honestly, like, all the
It's a little hat too. It's surprising.
all the problems that we've had and, like, obstacles that we've had to overcome. Like, and that's not even, you know, the family drama of, you know, very unwell family and, like, just, you know, things go wrong, like, and, you know, and losses and grief and, you know, everybody has it, but, you know, they're just, like, blips in the history of it all. And then to have this happen is just,
Yeah.
it's just huge. And then so we did sleep. We slept for 12 hours straight. We just
the next
solid.
night.
Solid we slept. And then for another couple of days we didn't sleep again. Because
Well, I didn't. You were sleeping better than me. I was up watching bloody movies going around Australia then.
Because Tom had been sort of on the, you know, it was that earwig.
Yeah,
And he's
gave us the...
He's like, what are you
push,
doing?
I suppose you could say. He gave us the push.
Yeah. He's like, you haven't started... Because the same day, Jason, like literally at 3 o'clock that afternoon, Jason had an interview with, you know, a company in Queensland that he was desperate to work for. He loves the product and was so keen on that job. Like, it was everything he'd worked towards. And we were like, sweet. So they'd offered him the job at 3 o'clock. This dream, close to family, everything had gone into like...
Yeah, it's like all the blocks.
It was a win.
In place. So there was this,
and then 4 hours later...
that was the rabbit out of the hat, I thought. But,
so did I.
Yeah.
And then 4 hours later...
Yeah, 8 o'clock at night and freaking getting a phone call from Tom and saying that I've won this prestige prize. And it's just... Yeah, like I said, it's a surreal feeling. You don't know what to think. You don't know what to do. You don't know what to say.
And everyone says no one ever does that. I've never heard of anyone winning that. You know, when you tell them,
and
it happens.
We actually had conversations like when I was in trouble, whether these things are real or not.
Because $30 is, you know, well, it's not even a meal for our family these days. But like, you know, when we had all these things, we both quit our jobs, all that sort of thing, and he's entering this bloody raffle. Yeah. And I'm thinking, oh my God, like, mate. But I can't complain anymore.
No.
Jace also can't say...
I didn't.
Jason can't also say that he's never won a meat raffle now, because 2 weeks later we went to like the meat raffle with a friend.
We're just going there for dinner, but they end up doing a meat raffle, so I'll put into it to see what happens. And they're walking out with 2 meat trays. I was like, oh, bloody hell, what's going on here?
So I think he's really done all his lucky streak, though. He's got nothing left now.
No. Oh, I put in for Gold Lotto last night, and I got $18 out of it.
Oh.
Yeah, $18. That's the biggest win of Gold Lotto.
Didn't you get that one for me?
Oh, I said it was for you. But...
Well, let's go Tuesdays. Will be mine then.
No. Yeah, that one's mine.
But yeah, it's been a roller coaster. So... We really are, like, the luckiest Aussies at the moment. Like,
well, we feel like it anyways.
We do.
Yeah.
And you know what? Like, most people, or some people, would do the sensible thing. They'd take the cash option, pay out their house, because we didn't have a huge mortgage either.
There was no way I was doing it. Well, originally I wasn't doing the cash option, because, you know, when I first seen the prize and everything, I actually looked it up and went, oh, you know, how much is that stuff worth? You know, out of curiosity. You know, you got a F450, like we're looking probably, you know, if
300 grand just on its own.
Yeah, 300 grand, like, you know, and it's got all the fruit on it, so it's a nice looking truck. It's beautiful truck. Yeah. And then the Razor line, like we're like, well, how much one of them?
And that was his dream, like after what we went through with the boat, and that was, you know, like a crappy little...
Yeah, wanted a boat. I just desperately wanted that boat. And then...
We'll move into the water.
Yeah, we're moving up to Harbour Bay area. So we're like, oh, we're going to be right on the water there. So, you know, perfect time to get a boat. But being as big as that boat was, and how big the truck was, it just wasn't, I'm going to say, fitting for lack of better words, but
not for our family's needs.
Not for our family's needs, no. Maybe down the future. In the future, we might get probably not as big as a boat, but we'll definitely look at getting a boat, because I want to get back into a boat.
But we'll do the travel. And who knows where we're going to end up.
Tom had offered to take back the F450 and the race line and get us the cash prize after a long discussions with him about all the different options and everything, and what we could do and everything, because there was caravan and a tundra thrown into the mix there for a bit. There was there was other options there that he was sort of presenting, and kudos to him, he sort of done his background on me, I suppose, and and was calling me
like twice a day. So.
We
So Tom did
technical
his homework.
difficulties.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. So Tom done his homework. He found out, you know, a bit of a backstory, a bit of our lives, and
what we'd been through
and what
as
we've
well.
been through. And yes, we've been through some pretty shitty times.
And for him, it was a no-brainer. It's like, and even my colleagues and friends and everything, they were like, you were considering this. Like, you were considering travel.
Yep.
This is the universe telling you. Like, you haven't moved yet. You haven't accepted the job. Well, he had, but we called them and they were amazing. Like, well, you called them and they were just so kind. Like, they totally got it.
I showed them what I'd won. And, they were just like, get out of here, like that.
And
those things are real. Those things are
right?
real. Those, you know, I'm like, have a look on there, man. That's my name on that.
You can hear the voice, like,
that, you know, listen to the live feed. You can hear it's me.
Yeah.
Like it's
so Car Hub Australia, like, get behind their raffles.
Yep.
Absolutely, like, and
we're
like,
not sponsored by them. Don't get me wrong. We're not sponsored.
And not
whatsoever.
even that. Like, they're just good dudes.
They are.
Like, Tim is beautiful. Like, what he has 4 kids, 5, like the 5th on the way. Like, and just so loving. Like,
he's such
our
a good
kids
dude.
by the end of like one day with them.
Yeah. Oh,
we're
that
calling them
shopping
Uncle
spree
Tim
was,
and Uncle Tom. Like,
that
it was
shopping
just,
spree was out of control. Like,
and we're gonna get some of
we
that
had no
footage
idea.
and share with you.
We had
like,
no idea that that's what they had.
No
planned.
way. Like. And me being the, like, no say, even Tom's like, oh, Mum's boring. Because I'm like...
What's the rules?
I'm like, what are the rules?
Like, what?
We
There's
walk
no
into
rules,
a toy
Mum.
shop and Tom gives each of the kids a basket and says, fill it. And I'm like...
He was trying to find trolleys, but they couldn't find trolleys, so they just
What do you
these
mean?
baskets. And
Like...
Yeah, kids, go fill them.
Like big bus on wheels, like not like little
the
baskets.
wheelie baskets.
And I just... Yeah. And poor Zen, oh, God, it was beautiful, but like... You know, he had one thing in his basket.
Proud dad moment.
Proud, yeah, absolutely. Until like the last 10 minutes, and then Tim and Tom had to convince him to put more in his basket.
Yeah, no, we're walking around and Lily's just going crazy.
Oh,
being
Lily's
a 5-year-old and a freaking toy. It's like a fat kid in a candy shop. Like, it was going crazy. And then Harry was just like, oh, where's the army stuff? Where's the army stuff?
Yeah,
because
he did good
mad.
out of it. Army mad,
yeah, so we had all these little army figurines and had like all these different things. And he had bought this plane that, you know, it's a gunship.
And that toy shop, like, honestly, it's like a discounted one, and I can't think of the name of it, but the staff there were beautiful too.
Yeah.
They were really welcoming.
They were very helpful.
Like, we went to a couple of other places and they weren't.
No,
like, it was...
No.
They didn't want cameras there, they didn't want... And people...
The start of the day, like, in Sydney, like, you know, when Tom and Tim come pick us up from
the cafe, they were
the
beautiful.
Cafe, and the lady, I don't know if she was the owner or she was the owner.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, what's going on here? Because they could obviously see that there was a cameraman there looking at us, taking lots of photos, you know, doing some filming, you know, capturing all that sort of stuff. And they're like, oh, what's going on here? And then we told her about it, and then not even 5 minutes later, she goes, oh, so he's the winner of this. And we're like, yeah, he's the winner right there. That's who we're taking out. Like, this is you know, that's his family. You know,
and she was honestly best eggs Benedict I've ever had in my life.
It was a beautiful feed.
Oh.
Like, yeah.
And just she was welcoming and beautiful, and you know,
I don't even know what was that place called.
I'll put the link or whatever. I'll put it in there
because Campbelltown there.
Yeah, it's amazing. It honestly is the best breakfast in Campbelltown.
Yeah. So then after that, that's when we went to the toy shop, and then the kids done their thing.
And it was such a bargain though. Like, I think they only spent quite a few $100, but when you think 3 kids going nuts, I was expecting that to be astronomical. Like, I thought the bill was going to be huge, and it wasn't. So I think it was one of those kind of discount kind of toy shops. So I'll find the link, and they were amazing.
Thought they were just going to go crazy.
Oh, me too.
Whatever, but
it was super proud.
Not one of them actually. Like Lily,
even
Lily did, but she was putting stuff back to get other stuff.
Yeah,
she wasn't just grabbing everything and throwing it in. She was
like,
very
oh, hang on.
conservative and very didn't know what to think. Like when we first got there, none of them knew what to do until Tom, I think it was, hyped up Lily.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tom was
He
running
knew which one to
around.
go. He's got a 5-year-old as well. He knew which one.
He was running around trying to find all the girl stuff for Lily.
Where's the
and
Barbies?
they just started packing, and she's like, "Oh, this is a game." So then she just started packing it too.
But it was so funny because being a dad of a 5-year-old and so worried about like the sexualization of anything these days, because some of those dolls are, so he's like, oh no, not that one, like not that one. He's like, what is child appropriate here? And so he was so nervous about what to pick for Lily.
We'll discuss it.
He's like, yep, that's okay. That's okay.
We were like looking at some of them, and they had like dresses like right up there, and you're like, how is that a kid's toy?
Some of them turn like, their dress wear turns like invisible and stuff when you're translucent when you merge them in water or something.
That was sickening too. Like,
it was just and we're like,
kids' toys have changed.
But the kids were beautiful, and then Tom's like, nah, that's it. You know, like you're about to go in a caravan. You know, this isn't going to work. Yeah. Let's go to Anaconda. Where are the bikes? So you know, like.
Yeah, he's like, well, he's a travelling and he's going to be in a caravan. Well, we can't get too many toys. Let's go get some that we can use. Stuff. Yeah, let's go get some outdoor stuff. So
the bikes were super.
We went to Anaconda after that, and that was pretty hectic in Anaconda.
Yeah.
I just wanted to sit down by that stage. I was like, what the hell?
Yeah, you and Tim were done.
I was overwhelmed. I was like, what the hell's going on? Like, my head was spinning. Like, it was a crazy day. Full on, like, that night.
One of the best days ever, though. Like, it was just... But so then we picked up the caravan.
So, well, you've let the cat out of the bag now.
Like, how else do you?
So we picked up a caravan. I'm not going to tell you how we picked it up and why we picked it up.
Or where we got it from, or anything.
Where we got it from. I'm just going to leave it at that. And
there'll be more to come.
Yeah, there's more to come. There's more to come on that.
Yeah.
So it's a very nice caravan.
It's beautiful.
We're sitting in it right now.
Titanium. We're living in it right now. Like, we literally packed up our house. So we got a 20-foot container, which for 5 people, 5-bedroom house doesn't seem like a lot. A 4-bedroom house sort of thing. But that's because we chucked tip loads. I think we've been to the tip like 4 times. Sold stuff.
Yeah, we've sold heaps of stuff.
Chucked so much. We had a skip. We had like the biggest one you could get. Like, we downsized, but we literally fit nearly almost all of it in one 20-foot. So we're going to get a second one, but we thought we'll see.
Yeah. So I'm mechanic background, so I got a lot of tools and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So the second one's more going to be about the tools and that, because you can't pack them in properly. And I needed access to them too, so.
But we wanted removalists to do it because we're not going to be here when the truck comes to pick them up, to move them to wherever, and then who knows where we're going to end up. Are we going to end up in Queensland? Are we going to end up, who knows? So we needed it to be packed right, so that no matter how many times it moves, hopefully by the end of it, we're still
good. We've still got some stuff left that we can use.
Some stuff that isn't smashed.
Some stuff that's not.
And they did a pretty good job. They did a really good job.
No, they did. Yeah.
We've got that packed.
It was that A1.
A1 removals, yeah. They did really, really good. So we've done that. We've got maybe we've probably got a 20-foot left, considering we've got a mower and all that sort of stuff. We've got an acre here, so it's pretty big. So we'll get that in. Do that. That's the last one, and then literally Thursday next week we're done. But we're living in the van now because everything's packed and no beds, no furniture, nothing. So it's been pretty good except for the mess.
It's been a bit of an emotional roller coaster, to be honest.
It's been nuts.
It's been crazy.
It's been nuts. And I thought I'd be missing work.
Well, we had to, give our dogs up. That was the hardest thing.
Yeah.
That was so hard, especially the drive home. And I was driving because, that was not fun for me. Not fun for the kids either, I suppose, or you.
So we've had Shadow since she was 6 months old, so I'll put a photo on, But as Jace was saying, I guess the hardest
There's one thing I want to show you, though.
Okay, here we go.
I've always wanted a novelty check, and I've fucking got one. How cool is that?
He wanted to have it sitting up here the whole time we were doing this
I've been
video.
looking at it the whole freaking time, going, when can I get this out?
He wanted to have it up here, and I'm like, no, it's fine, babe. Like, I'll put a picture of you writing your check up in the corner. But no, Jason, being Jason, has to grab that out.
Yep. Yeah.
So yeah, as we were saying, the hardest part for us in this whole journey has definitely been to rehome the animals. Yeah. So we also had
We had
a
Puss Day
turtle.
today.
Yeah, we Puss went today. So we're not very inventive with our names, but Puss Meow Meow was.
Come around. Like, our first cat was named Perseus.
Yes.
Perseus.
Perseus, yes. And he was beautiful.
He
but
was beautiful.
when we moved here, we weren't allowed cats. So
And then, like, because it was a rescue cat that we got, the second cat, we didn't get to name it, and I can't even remember what its name was, Ginny or something
Ginny.
like that. Anyways, I'm like, that's not a good enough name. So we kept on trying to coax her, call her in. It was always puss puss meow meow, puss meow, puss puss meow meow. So I'm like, that's its name now. That's its name, puss puss meow meow.
Super inventive, but it worked, and she's been such a loyal little beautiful cat.
Yeah, she's the cumdle too.
Yes,
Puss,
she
puss, meow,
does.
meow.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so she went to her new home today, and she's gonna have a ball there, like
Yes, absolutely.
farm
Yeah.
cat, and that's what she's destined to be be honest. So,
Yeah,
and
get
then
some mice around,
yeah.
that sort of stuff.
and our puppies, we'd only found a home for one of them, and we took both of them just so that Shadow wasn't lonely, because she's our oldest and like dearest. Well, they're both special, but you know, when you've had a pet with you for 9.5 years, you
9 years.
get very attached and all those sorts of things. So
Yeah,
she's been
so
there through, you know.
That was very hard. Driving. It was the drive home afterwards was the hardest part.
And they've gone to the most beautiful home, like Shadow.
Yeah, we keep getting
is-
updates. We get photos like daily.
And
It's
they
awesome.
even rehomed
Thanks
their
for showing.
dog. Yeah, they even rehomed their dog because they wanted to keep our puppies together, because they've been together since Trixie came.
Was a pup, yeah.
Was a pup, yeah. So that was the hardest part.
Yeah, for both.
Yeah, for all of us, for the whole
family. Yeah.
Was that part.
Yep.
But the kids know that they've all gone to like really loving homes, and that like people and friends that will update us and keep us informed. So
Yeah.
it's been hectic, hey. And there's a song that I'll put in a clip of, because I've been drafting today, like editing, and as I said, it's all in portrait, so excuse that. But it's Lily sang it like over and over and over again.
Oh, it's not that freaking. What's it?
No, it's not.
WD or.
No, it's not that one. It's not that.
Thank God.
She made it up. It's her own song. It's scrub it up, daddy, scrub it up, daddy, scrub it up, daddy, scrub it up, mummy, scrub it up, mummy, scrub it up, daddy, scrub it up, mummy, scrub it up, daddy. Anyway, so yes, it was like the lamb chop. This is the song that never ends. It was. If I could have found a clip to put in then, it would have been perfect, because it literally was that. So you might hear her sing it again.
Yeah, maybe.
Because
Hope
it
not.
was there was a lot of minutes of that.
Yeah.
A lot of minutes. Maybe
And she
even
would have
hours.
been filming herself.
Oh, she was. Yeah.
She's not camera shy.
She is not. So that was very cool. Scrub it up, dubbing.
Scrub it up, daddy. 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 Scrub it up, daddy.
Is there much more to say? Now, stick with us. Like
Yeah, this is just an intro, really. Like,
we've got
We
some
wanna-
fun things planned.
yeah.
We've got some cool like tips that we want to show you guys.
Well,
'cause-
keep an eye on Car Hub, because I want them to show you the surprise.
The adventure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really cool. But
Yeah.
we've got some fun segments planned. Obviously beautiful places. That's what Australia's all about, is beauty.
Yeah. So we're leaving here and we're sort of heading towards the coast. to start off with.
Southwest-ish to start.
Yeah.
Or
No, southeast.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Southeast-ish. Anyways.
Everything's
and-
in a triangle. You will also get to know that.
Yes. So
All Australian towns were
from
purposely
Sydney,
built in a triangle.
from Sydney to Brisbane to Newcastle would
Oi,
be in a triangle.
No, that one I would not say was a triangle.
You sure?
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Oh,
but if I was going to say maybe Brisbane to Dubbo to Sydney, maybe that could be a triangle. Look at Werris Creek, Tamworth, and Gunnedah on a map. No, Corindi.
Corindi.
Okay, so Corindi, Werris Creek, and Tamworth. Look at it on a map. It's not a, I have to
You gotta
learn
go
my maths
through
again, but it's not a
Corindi
perfect.
To get to
Equilateral.
Werris Creek.
You don't.
It's not a straight line, but it's a single road.
But you will get to know that about me, is every time I've described where something is in relation to something else to Jason for our entire relationship,
It's been
always
a triangle.
been a triangle.
Triangle on the freaking head.
Probably, actually. But yeah, no, you'll see some pretty funny adventures. Like, I don't have the patience of Elenia when she's cooking with her children, with Elenia's
Elnick.
cooking adventures on her Elnick channel, but we do,
Yeah.
we have loved them and watched them for quite some time. You might see some cooking segments, but there ain't going to be the patience. And I don't like people joining me, so
No.
the kids would help, and I'd be like,
No, you're doing it wrong.
yeah.
Get out. Go away. Stop touching me.
And Jason has plenty of faults too, so stay tuned.
What are you talking about? I have
No.
no faults.
You'll hear us bicker, you'll hear us laugh, and the kids are just, they're super thrilled to do it. Obviously nervous because they don't know what to expect, but we really appreciate. Subscribe, like, of course.
Yeah, and welcome to Fish Has Gone Wild.
Fish has gone wild. Oh God.